Hi there, it's Richard again. Just a follow-on review of the LX10 Ikelite housing. After my last post, I've just spent a bit more time with the housing and I just wanted to share that with you. So yeah, I'm going to install the camera now to show you a couple of issues. I spoke about this in my last video. This just sits on the front on the aperture ring here. To allow the ring to function when it's installed into the camera. Actually, for the purpose of this, I'm not going to put that on because it works fine. I think I mentioned before, it just connects up to this cog here, which in turn connects to this knob here, which then allows you to move the aperture ring when it's installed. Like I say, the issues I'm having don't really affect that, but I just wanted to share those issues with you now. So I've screwed on the tray. As we spoke about, this is required. This tray here is required to then slot into this part here. Sorry, the lighting is not great, I'm afraid. So we install the camera in here. This, if you like, gives it its position, just making sure everything lines up with various buttons and knobs inside here. So the first one, I'm going to leave this open to kind of try and show you this a little bit better, and that's the mode selector button right here. Okay, so when you turn this mode selector button, what should happen is the mode should change on the camera. It doesn't. Even when I push down hard on this mode selector button, it still doesn't actually rotate the mode selector button. So essentially that button is pointless. I've gotten back to backscatter.com. They've annoyingly told me that it's an issue they're aware of, and if I send it back, they'll make the appropriate upgrades. I'll be honest, I'm quite frustrated with that. You'd hope someone with the stature of backscatter would have dealt with this before they sent me the housing. So I'm looking now perhaps even to be upgrading to the Nauticam housing, because this is just annoying, quite frankly. It's just poorly made. The second issue is a far smaller one, but all the same, a fairly simple problem that you think Ikelite would have dealt with. I may have even spoke to you about this on my last message, whether you can see this here. But this piece of foam, this three-sided piece of foam inside here, is meant to, I suppose, partly hold the camera in place inside the housing and also act as a bit of a screen protection. I don't know if you can just see it here again, and my apologies, the light isn't great, but on this side it's too deep, so it actually manipulates that that length of foam, so it bends in. Look, it's not a big deal. It's not going to affect the functionality of the camera at all, but you'd think when you're paying $550 for this, they could at least get the spacing right. It's not anything to do with the installation. I've checked to make sure that this is flush, as the directions suggest that I should do. And the only other thing touching the front of the camera would be the cog, which I haven't even installed yet. So I mean, that's obviously not preventing the camera from moving forward, which would therefore stop this. So I'm fairly certain that it's a problem with the manufacturer. So if you're thinking about buying the Ikelite housing, there's some things to look out for. I'm sure it's obviously not just backscatter that supply this, but you definitely want to be looking out for this mode selector button to make sure the upgrade has been correctly installed. And look, this is really not going to cause that much of an issue, and you could even trim it down yourself, of course, but I just felt it was quite a frustrating thing considering the amount of money you spend on this thing. I hope that helps. Providing I get the Nauticam housing, I may even I'm certain I will do a review of that when I get it. So yeah, hope that helps. Take care. Bye bye.